welcome, beloved, to another episode of Prophetic Update. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well in all your ways, and that you are moving into living your best life. I absolutely will not get tired of saying that because, living your best life is a spiritual thing first. It's a visual thing first. Don't worry about how it's going to materially come together. Just command it spiritually. But in order to command it spiritually, you have to raise your vibration, which means you have to elevate your thinking, elevate your feeling, move out of this matrix of being, a reactionary being and move into being an actionary being. Realizing that there is so much that is actually within your control. And because you've been schooled wrong or you've been schooled different, it's literally just, put your powers, put your natural, it's not even a gift because it's just the way you are, your nature, into a dormancy stage. And that's why you'll see a lot of scientists say we're only using less than 10% of our brains. And they say the geniuses, were just at close to 10%. But then if we are the ancient ones, why would we create a brain, because this is a machine, right? Why would we create a brain that we're only using 10% of? That's how much they shut us down. But what's happening now is we are in a season and a time and an era when everything is now opening up, pa, 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 pa. Everything is opening up. It cannot be stopped. It is time. And, because the cycle goes round, the cycle goes round. That cycle of ignorance, of dark, I don't want to call it darkness because, people attach different things to different whatever, but that age of destruction has come to an end, and we are now in the yang age of creation, if you want to look at it like that, and, the male age of destruction is over, and now we're in the female age of creation, if you want to look at it like that. And what I'm really, really excited about, and this, I wanted to come on here and just celebrate with you, fam, is the fact that so many of our people have come online in this season. So many of our people, the quarantine may have been meant to work against us, to get us, to get us to fear one another, to get us to, to get us to fear ourselves, to get into this matrix, and they have done a lot to collapse the economies, to collapse, this was like a nuclear bomb went off in small businesses. But on the other hand, so many people have come online spiritually. So even though they were getting things physically, they can now, get the same thing spiritually and even better because a season has come to an end, an age has come to an end. And the message I keep getting spiritually is that let's stop focusing so much. And I know I bring a lot of the news on this channel, and it's really just to give you a heads up, but I'll try and balance it now with the prophetic updates. But let's not focus so much on what they're doing to create the fall of their system and to create their matrix, but let's focus on what we're doing to unite, to create, to build, to lay the foundation for the glorious time that is to come, because that is what is being asked of us. That is what is being demanded of us. And so it's important for us to look and to see, okay, they shut us down because they want to go into this, vaccine agenda. One of the things they're trying to do is really, with the G5 and everything, is to really just lower the global vibration so that this false messiah can come in. And the vibration was going too high with so many people coming online. But so many of our people had time to think, had time to, not all of us were on Netflix and chill, not all of us were watching movies. So many people had documentaries. I mean, especially in the first month of, the quarantine, I was talking to other YouTubers and we were talking about how, especially the alternative media, we had an explosion of new viewers, and they went on and did their research. Hundreds of people have contacted me and said that they've planted something, they've started their garden, they started their veggie garden, they planted tomatoes, they planted cabbage, whatever. But so many people have done that. And so collectively, we are connecting spiritually. And there's a lot that's happened in terms of we have fought what was planned, and the way we fought it was through our voices. by supporting alternative media, by coming on these channels and putting your energy into the show, by putting your comments, by liking, by sharing. You know, these conversations have spread like wildfire, especially how the entire Africa knows about the vaccine agenda. It is just, you know, it's kind of like shattered whatever that spell was. And so the quarantine was not, you know, a curse. They may have intended it for bad, but the Most High has used it for our good. And I really pray that you are coming out of it with a new skill, with a strategy, with a plan, with more knowledge, with more wisdom, and a deeper connection to the Most High, because that was the blessing of the quarantine season. And we are coming out of it not the same. And some of you are coming out the same, and that's fine. But the remnant, this was our time to get spiritually activated. We didn't need to be going around. And, you know, I will do a separate episode on this. Some people did contact me, especially from the Caribbean, where they were like, people were feeling lethargic and tired. That's because you were receiving an upload, fam. But I'll talk about that in a future episode. Until next time, Tuko Pamoja. We are the children of the earth.
The power of the media to communicate. Natasha, welcome to Canada. You're a young female activist in a world of men who are a little bit older than you. Let's be polite. Do you really feel you have power?
Well, I think, like Alan has just mentioned, power is really what you decide to make of it. You have to get that power. And so, to respond to that question, I do feel I have power because I do demand for that power. I mean, look, I'm on a stage with the president, so. But yeah. Basically, I think one thing that really has to be emphasized is there is no way that anything is going to be done for us without us, because that's just doing it against us. So key message is really, I'm just going to go right into it. Can I stand? I feel more powerful when I stand. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so key message is really that I have for every leader that's out here today. Do not do anything without us, for us, because one, we need young people in key positions of power. There is no way that you can be making decisions like she mentioned about young people's health, young people's education, young people's this, and then all you do is just let them be beneficiaries. We're not going to be beneficiaries. That's not happening anymore. It's 2019. So give us power. We need positions of power. And then secondly, I really want to talk about prioritizing things that have to do with young people and female empowerment. Look, it's enough that you can promise us that there will be gender equality. It's enough that you can say this and that, but we need this reflected. You can't have a national budget and adolescent health is amounting to 0.1%. That's not working. We need these reflections in things like the national budget, increase budgetary allocations to things that have to do with young people, increase budgetary allocations when it comes to gender equality and female empowerment. I hate that we call this thing child marriages. That's pedophilia. It's inhumane. These things have to be worked on and they have to be fought. We can't have girls being married off. We can't have girls not accessing education. We can't have girls not being able to take care of themselves every time of the month simply because of stereotypical behavior. No. We need gender equality and we need this reflected in national priorities. And then, you're making it hard for me to speak. Another thing I really want to emphasize is I love that the Prime Minister of Canada has emphasized how quality is what we're looking for. But you can't expect any girl on the street to be just there and then you ask her, what do you need? And you expect her to tell you everything. We need proper capacity building mechanisms in each and every country. Young people need to be empowered with skills, with techniques, with everything they need to make decisions that have to do with their health. It's not enough that you just tell us things and then we make informed decisions. We actually want those decisions to be acted upon, and we want to know that we ourselves have the power to take charge and influence whatever is going on in our lives. So capacity building is key. And then two more points, I'm sorry. One, We have one more thing, social accountability. I want to live in a world where I am not just assuming and watching the news and my president assumes what I want as a young person or as a girl. I want to tell him what I want, and I want him to tell me and promise me that he's going to provide those needs. So we need to bridge the gap between what we want and what is actually provided, and what is promised and what is actually done. Politicians can talk, guys, but
Yes.
action, no. We need to be able to hold them accountable. Ladies and gentlemen, we need proper mechanisms and channels to hold our politicians, the Prime Minister, the UN Secretary General, each one of us as well. We need to be held accountable for whatever we say and yet we don't do, because action is what we need right now. Enough talk. Let's go act and let's hold these people accountable. They owe this to us. And then lastly, last but not the least, I really want to emphasize on this. It's not enough that we have youth-friendly corners or youth-friendly spaces. Those are good, but then we should look at it at a global perspective. We need a global youth-friendly and responsive system. The whole globe has to bend to our needs, because let's be honest, we are the largest population. We deserve this, and this is going to benefit us. So invest in girls, invest in young people, and trust me, I am giving you this word. You can hold me accountable after this.
Yes.
I promise you it will reap great benefits.
Yes.
Thank you.